You know what I realized? Most of you guys be on the road to getting some. Because most of us, we've already made it up in our heads whether we're gonna do it or not.
By the way, this goes to prove the point, like I say to you guys all the time. A woman already knows if she likes you, you know what I'm saying? Even after like a 4 or 5 minute interaction, she already knows.
Y'all do know that, right? And you know what y'all do? Y'all talk yourselves right on out of it. Every time. Y'all will say or do some corny mess, and then we be like, yeah, never mind. I'm good.
And as funny as that is, you know what I'm saying, this is something that happens so much to dudes because as men, we always have had to prove ourselves. So from the time we was young, you know, trying to prove ourselves playing sports, whether it was basketball, football, tennis, golf, whatever, right? Whatever it is, we tried to prove ourselves because we had to, right? It's competition. And then what we do is we use that same strategy with women. And with women, they don't want you to compete for them in a sense. You know what I'm saying? They want you to feel good about yourself and feel validated about yourself, because when you operate like that, that's what showing confidence is. When you're confident, you believe in yourself. Versus in sports, we had to prove ourselves. But with women, they get turned off by that because that's what every other dude is doing. Because the first thing you gotta understand, if a woman already likes you, if she already likes you, there's no need to try to prove yourself. At that point, it's just you seeing if she's the right woman for you. When you're coming from that mind frame, you ain't doing nothing goofy because everything you're doing is authentic. But when you're coming from a place of scarcity, you're going to be doing weird things that you're not going to know is weird until you look back on it. And you don't never want to be at that point. You know what I'm saying? That's why you have to get past a woman's looks. This is something I say all the time on this channel. You got to get past her looks.
I will never, ever go on a date with a woman who doesn't do these things. And you shouldn't either. And this is bare minimum stuff. It doesn't cost her anything and it takes minimal effort. And if I can't get the bare minimum, she doesn't deserve an experience on my dime. And more importantly, my time or my energy. Number one, spreading positivity and care. Good morning text. Hope you have a productive day. How was your day? How's your day going? Very low effort that costs a woman nothing.
And you know, that's the thing. Women initiate contact with dudes that she likes, you know what I'm saying? So what you gotta understand is, if you've been dating a woman, let's say, you know, for 3-4 weeks or a month or whatever, a month and a half, and she's not hitting you with the good afternoon or good morning or good night text, that's an issue. That's a level of a concern, because either you have a structured woman or you have a woman that's not into you and you're steady chasing her, trying to get her attention. You know what I'm saying? But when a woman really likes a guy and values a guy, she's going to reach out with him, because like Buddy said in the video, man, that's bare minimum. Like, if I can't even get that, then I already know I'm probably not meant for you, baby girl. Like, come on.
Next is being responsive and engaging. One-word responses, that's out. And I'm not carrying a conversation that's supposed to be a two-way street and mutual by my damn self. And I'm not entertaining no woman who texts me back the next day. Next is cooperation. Is she making the pursuit easy? Me personally, I don't mind a pursuit, but I'm not pursuing that's uphill. Am I being rewarded for my pursuit?
Yeah, and that's the thing. I don't think men understand the balance between chasing and pursuing. And the difference is, pursuing is just making a date, right? Setting up a date, initiating contact, seeing how the woman is doing, you know, talking about her day or maybe something that went on earlier that day, and then, you know, setting up a date. If it's ever difficult to a point where, whether it's text or on the phone, she wants some, I'll let you know, I gotta get back to you, I gotta check my schedule, you know, I'm going out of town. See, that may be a viable excuse. Going out of town, we'll give that a pass. But the other ones of the I'll let you know, I was supposed to do this weekend, so I gotta get back to you. Any of that, she doesn't really like you, because anybody that has dealt with women that like them know that when a woman really likes you, she will give you a counter offer if she can't do it at that time. So for instance, let's say for instance, it's a Tuesday. It's a Tuesday and you're hitting her up and you're trying to see what she's doing that following weekend, right? If she's not free that weekend, she'll say, hey, I'm not free that weekend, but I'm free next Wednesday, next Thursday. How does that sound? She's gonna give you options. A woman that likes you is gonna make it easy for you. She's going to be flexible, you know what I'm saying? She's gonna make it to a point where she's gonna give you some open and available times, you know what I'm saying? So anything less, you shouldn't be dealing.
I am not dealing with any resistance. That's out. But men love a challenge. That's bull. Men with huge and fragile egos love to conquer difficult people to stick it to them. And lastly, she has to be pleasant. Who wants to deal with a bad attitude and bad energy? That fake, confident, entitled, diva bullshit for the birds. Listen, I don't owe you shit. Listen.
And any woman that's difficult with communication, or, you know what I'm saying, they're not making date planning easy. You just feel like you got to go the extra mile. Like, you don't want to deal with a woman like that, because what y'all have to understand is when a woman is really attracted to you, for one, you got to pace yourself as a man. You got to pace yourself. When you meet a woman, don't go all in. Pace yourself as in, let me see what this woman can do for me. Let me see if she can be valuable to my life. When you come from that mind frame, you're coming from abundance, because you're not sold yet. You gotta sell me first, baby girl. But when you're in scarcity, you're coming from the mind frame of, I gotta prove myself. I gotta get her to like me so it can validate me internally and how I feel. And I've been there before. Like, I know what that feels like when you really like a woman, but then you realize, like, man, she's not even reciprocating. Like, she's not doing nothing for me. The only thing I like about this situation is how I feel about her. And I'm not getting nothing back. And that's how most men are getting treated out here. But when you come from abundance, when you come from putting in work to your craft, putting in work to your health, putting in work to your, you know what I'm saying, having hobbies, hanging out with your friends, making everything else in your life your priority, and just because a woman came in, you're not making her the main thing. That's how you live a fulfilling life. You know what I'm saying? Just because I'm dating a new woman or no, I'm not finna lose out on everything else. I'm not finna minimize anything else. It's all about prioritizing what's important. And men don't spend enough time thinking about that, which is why we go to prove ourselves. And I was just about to let this dude come over and he gonna say something stupid. That's why we end up in these situations, because we're trying to prove ourselves instead of focus on what's gonna improve us, focus on where we wanna be at in 5 years, focus on, you know what I'm saying, what we want our life to look like. We don't wanna focus on that because we wanna focus on this woman over here who don't want us. So at the end of the day, like I always say, focus on you. All right, guys, that's my video for today, man. I appreciate you guys for coming over to the channel as always. Guys, make sure you continue to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I'm gone.